What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and also having a little bit of weird news about halfway through the show. I am joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun. Me and Shaun, how's it going?
Good, Conor. Warm today, I'll have you know. Have to close all the windows to record, and sun's been baking most of the day, so...
I will say, before we start recording, you might be hearing it currently.
Yep.
One of my neighbours has decided to, I can only assume, deforest the whole area.
Who casually owns a chainsaw these days? Right before we started to record, this fucker starts cutting down half the trees in the vicinity.
He pulled out a full-on diesel engine machine.
It's a two-stroke.
There's no need. It's a small bush.
So we've been sitting here chatting for like half an hour, just being like, we'll wait for him to finish. And then he stopped for like 5 to 10 minutes. And we were like, oh, okay, we're done. We're safe to record. The second Conor gets the intro out.
The motherfucker's after kicking it back up again, but he has to be finished. So if you can hear him in the background, I mean, I'm in that position where I can't really open the window and be like, I'm recording.
Yeah. I'm doing a podcast. With my friend.
You might as well shout at him, I'm fucking lame as fuck.
I'm a loser and you could kick the shit out of me.
He's like 70. He could still kick the shit out of me.
He's got a chainsaw.
It's true. He just drive over me. So Shaun, this is the Heroes for Hire podcast, as I said. So this is our Monday show, which means it's all the week's movie news, and then halfway through Shaun puts in a little timestamp down below. So if you're only here for the weird news, you will see that in the description.
I had a nightmare last night that I forgot to put in the timestamp, by the way. That's where I'm at in life. We
have you. Every week I tell everyone, because I obviously don't listen to the show, if Shaun fucks up, and he will, one week he will forget to put in that timestamp and or jingle for the weird news segment of the show. Tell me. Make comments, message us on Spotify, on Instagram, on please, we need to know.
No, listeners, he's just hunting for engagement. Don't fall for his tricks.
I want to bully him. So if you're here for weird news, just click on that link, you can go straight there. And if you're here for the movie news, this is normally the part where we get started on that as well.
It's normally that, but instead we're going to go on some rants.
We're mixing it up. Shaun has some real racial things he wants to get into.
I love all races. The same amount.
Good save. So if this is your first episode, you don't have to do anything, just chill out. But if it's your second or above, we would really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share, maybe no chainsaws. Just if you could make a comment about how much you dislike chainsaws, just in general, that'd be ideal.
Or if you're big into chainsaws, feel free to plead their case. I mean...
Guys, let's hear him out.
I'm an axe man myself.
You do strike me as an axe man.
I'll take that.
Shaun, I'm going to start off this week with some rumours that were flying around last week. Around Spider-Man 4. So we discovered last week that Spider-Man 4 they're hounding directors. They're looking for the director of Shang-Chi, and they think they have him locked in. But what also came out was some of the plot's ideas for Spider-Man 4. This is, of course, Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Yeah. They're getting Tommy back.
And if I may, can I just cast everyone's mind back to the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home? Where everyone has forgotten who Peter Parker is. He's got the secret identity of Spider-Man. He's got none of the gadgets and tech, and he's a street-level hero, as he was always established as being in the comics, and that's a very interesting place for the character to be at. Continue with these rumours, please, Conor.
Well, originally, Shaun, it was going to be a street-level story.
Outstanding. And presumably still is, correct?
Originally, it was going to be a street-level story. So the plan for Spider-Man 4 was going to revolve around Peter Parker and Daredevil teaming up to battle Mayor Wilson Fisk.
Worthless. No one will watch that, says I.
Ant-Man was apparently to factor into the movie, and it was going to have, just a real street-level version. Then, of course, the strikes last year caused a bit of chaos in Hollywood in which nobody could write or do anything because, you know what, they weren't getting paid enough and fuck the studios.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go against Also, I see all those studios signing up to do like AI shit, and I'm like,
just scumbags.
Is that not the opposite of what the boys wanted? No, that's dodgy. That's pretty bad.
Every large AI model is theft, and they've just stolen things and are arguing to keep stealing things. Anyway,
so that was the first original, that it was going to be Daredevil and Spider-Man fighting Wilson Fisk. Ant-Man's going to be involved,
which has happened so many times in comics.
Yeah. But then we got rumours, and this is even better, Sean, it's going to be a multiverse story in which, oh man, it's going to be big, it's going to be bombastic, it's going to have different characters from different universes coming in and fighting each other.
Now, I want to go on record and just say I don't like that. I think we're all a bit tired of, or on this podcast certainly, I think we're all a bit tired of multiverse stories. However, seeing a street-level Spider-Man doing various multiversal things, that's kind of could be interesting. Like a Secret Wars kind of a deal.
Well, Sean, what about if I added in maybe Tom Hardy's Venom? As the new rumour has said that the plan for Spider-Man 4 is that Tom Hardy's Venom is going to be teaming up with Peter Parker, Tom Holland, to fight Null, the god of the symbiotes, in Spider-Man 4.
So, on this, the team up with Tom Hardy's Venom, I feel like that might have been being worked on for a while.
Yes.
Like they have the clip of Tom Holland's Spider-Man at the end of Venom 2. Venom: The Last Dance there's some element of it in the MCU, it looks like. So I get that side of things. But then the inclusion of Null seems like you're going 0 to 100 with the symbiote.
Also, I think a lot of people have no clue who the fuck Null is. And I also think an awful lot of people won't watch Venom 3. So, Sean,
true.
We did a Hero Zero on Null, in which you kind of very helpfully described who Null is and what he is in the comic books. But, like, as far as, I'm going to try and delve into this. Think of Venom, and Null is like the god of all of the symbiotes. So all the little black goos that go around the place.
And they're not all black goos, they're all different kinds of colours of goos. But yeah, Null created the symbiotes. He also created All Black the Necro Sword, which Gore the God Butcher uses in Thor Love and Thunder.
That sounds like a sentence, by the way. If you hadn't watched any movies, you're not even speaking English.
Yeah, no, I just made all those words up.
I know all those words, but just not in that order.
But like, even in the report for Hero Zero on Null that we did, like, there's a lot of ground to cover.
An awful lot of ground. Now, they might cover it in Venom 3, because this is technically now a crossover with Venom 3.
Yeah, so presumably, Venom 3 might come out, Spider-Man might show up at the end of it, and Venom's like, I need your help to stop Null, and then that's Spider-Man 4. But then what does that mean for just like whatever Peter Parker's been doing in the background in the MCU the whole time?
Like, are you going to like envelop the Zendaya Jacob Batalon storyline in with him and Tom Hardy fighting Null?
Which will presumably be done on like the Volume or some green screen soundstage, because you have to go to Null's homeworld to fight Null.
Oh, that's going to be real bad.
It's going to be real.
Oh, no.
What I'm thinking, we do a lot of grey and the light comes from every direction, so it's easy to do VFX on.
You know what? That actually is really good.
Yeah.
Then everyone will look very similar.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what noir film does.
So I don't think any of this is bad. Also, Norman Reedus is playing Null. That's really cool. I think that's a good cast.
I just think Null is an insane character to do.
Yeah. It's to be fair, back in 2008 when Iron Man came out, if you said, oh, he's going to fight Thanos, that's an insane character to do.
True.
But there's a lot.
I will say though, they did have 24 movies to set that one up.
That's
They've
fair.
got Venom 3 to set this up.
Yeah, this is kind of the equivalent of... Do you remember one of our complaints when we watched Doctor Strange? And we might have just talked about this as friends. But, like, Dormammu as a villain... I don't know... You don't know anything about him just watching that movie. You just know he's big bad face. That's the kind of equivalent that we're talking about here. It's like super god level ultimate threat. But you can't gain that appreciation for how dangerous he is in the 15 minutes he's going to show up in this movie. The same way that like Darkseid in Justice League.
So obviously this is all rumours, so none of this is confirmed, but Null is actually in Venom 3, and now they're like trying to tease the fact that Tom Hardy is going to be brought in because they can't do Toby and Andrew again.
Yeah,
so they're like, what's next? Save that. We can do Venom. So I mean, we're not saying that this is a bad idea in terms of they can do it. I think it's one of those where we read this stuff, and if this is true, then you're just like, why would you put yourself into that corner?
Yeah.
Like, that's much harder to do.
Do you think they might pull a Morbius on this? And this is all just marketing. Like, Morbius had all those fake Spider-Man references and a load of shit that got taken
I think, no, but Sony are just dickheads.
Yeah, they're just the worst.
I think that if this is... the ground level stuff makes sense. Because we end up where he's just Spider-Man in New York and nobody knows who he is, and he gets involved in all that. And then you can probably bring in MJ and Ned into the storyline much easier. Whereas if he is fighting Null, who is a character who has his own weird fucking Null dimension, and him and Venom from a different dimension have to go there, much harder to write like an endearing story about those three characters maybe reconnecting.
That's the thing. I want Spider-Man to fight the Rhino. You know,
Well, also, how do you introduce Miles into this?
Yeah, this is also going to happen.
Because I don't think Tom Holland's doing 5 and 6 and 7. Like, I think he's coming back for 4 to pass it over.
No, yeah, I think he's coming back for 4 and coming back for Secret Wars. I think that'll then be it. I think so. Like, I think it's going to be rushed, but I think at the end of the fighting Null with Venom, they're going to be kicked out of their universe and put into maybe a different universe with Miles in it as well, and then Secret Wars happens from that universe. And then that's how they end up in Secret Wars.
This is a really weird thing that I'm about to try and make this like, right? But I used to play The Witcher 3, okay, back in the day.
Okay.
Right? Bear with me. Bear with me. And so you play it for like maybe 3 months. And when you're playing a video game and you're playing it for 3 months, at 3 month time you're at the peak level. So I think of this as like Marvel Endgame, right?
Yeah.
You're like as good at the game as you could possibly be. You're putting on hard mode. You're like, this is fucking easy. But what I consider now this as Marvel have had a few duds. They've gone away. They've not done well. And now they've come back and they're like, we're going to do Null and the Null Dimension in Spider-Man 4. Is the equivalent of me leaving The Witcher 3 down for 6 months, coming back and going straight in on hard mode. Like, I'm going to be grand. I was good before. I'll be fine.
I'm going to nail this after having not nailed it for so long. That's honestly pretty accurate, because if this was announced in like 2018, it's like, oh, we're doing a Null movie. They had the good faith where you could be like, oh, maybe they can actually pull it off. Maybe it'll work. Whereas now, it's like, we've seen so many poor executions of wonderful ideas at this point that I just don't trust. They did Secret Invasion and fucked it up real bad.
It's like so easy to do that. I mean, I just think it's fascinating just to watch this just become so complicated. Like, we're idiots, but even we're like, why would you do that? That just seems much harder to do it that way than to just do the Daredevil and Spider-Man fighting Wilson Fisk story.
Yeah, and like after Infinity War, we were like, how do you bring Spider-Man back after it? Like, how do you turn him into a street-level hero? And then they fucking did that. And then, if this rumour is true, they're just going straight back to, oh no, he's a multiversal monster of a hero. Like, he just can destroy anyone, don't worry about it.
It's fascinating to watch. Obviously, as I said, we need to take all this with a grain of salt, but I knew Shaun wanted to talk about Null.
I did.
And he brought him up a little bit last week, but I think it's big for Spider-Man fans, and also just fascinating to be like, seems strange, bro. Let's see how it plays out. But Shaun, we're going to have to move on because I have one of the worst sentences ever written in terms of movie news, and I think you're going to enjoy it because I had to read it.
I don't think I will enjoy this, folks. I think I'll be saddened by this.
Independence Day's Roland Emmerich is planning a controversial remake of Lawrence of Arabia.
Wow! I could never have guessed the end of that headline.
With every word, it got worse.
And has he decided it's going to be controversial?
I mean, it's a controversial remake of the Oscar-winning epic Lawrence of Arabia.
Yes. Now, just for clarity, while I discuss my thoughts on this story, have not seen Lawrence of Arabia.
I mean, it's 4 hours long,
it's too
Shaun.
much. It's too big.
It's a big commitment.
I can't sit down for that. I watched Ben-Hur. That's pretty good.
That's pretty long too.
Yeah.
But so Lawrence of Arabia came out in 1962, nominated for 10 Oscars and won 7 of them. One of the most famous movies of all time. And it covers like British intelligence officer stationed in Cairo during World War I and how he helped Arab tribes revolt. It's a whole thing, right? Yeah. But 1962, different world, right? Epic cinematography, it's sweeping music. Oh, it was amazing.
I think
Roland.
I think as well, films were more impressive back in the day because you had to actually do all the shit.
True. Roland, for anyone who doesn't know, is the guy that brought us Independence Day, 1996. Mm-hmm. He also has The Day After Tomorrow. The movie 2012. Do you remember that?
I do.
All the disaster movies.
Moonfall.
Now, there's the thing. So, he was on 2012. I'm going to say 2012 and 2009, but the movie came out in 2009 and was called 2012. But since then, Roland has been on... It's not even a downward spiral. I think if it was a graph, it's just straight vertical down in most of the movies that he's produced, because I think people figured out the shtick.
Yeah, and it's not even, it is just that he is just playing into the shtick of he doesn't have to take anything seriously.
But I think M. Night Shyamalan also plays into the shtick, but he's liked because I think he has a bit of fun with it.
I think he's kind of circled back around. I think there was a while people were like, oh, this is tiring. And now he's just like, I'm going to get my daughter a singing career out of this movie. That'll be fine. Also, Roland Emmerich, again, I brought this up before, he also directed 2015's Stonewall, about the Stonewall riots and the start of the LGBTQ movement. Wild movie for him to do in between 2012 and Independence Day 2.
He's not held down, which you'd think he would be. But he then did Independence Day 2, which is one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen in my life, and followed that up with Moonfall, which is one of our favourite movies, but also at the same time one of the worst movies ever made. Yeah,
it has a special place in our heart because we were the only 2 Moonfall fans in the world for a very long time. And then it came
the
out.
Moonfallers, as we call ourselves.
The Moonfallers. Moonfallers is the best one.
The Lunar Loonies? No,
I was thinking Lunar as well. But you could just call Lunatics would be...
The Lunatics would be good.
Well, Lunatic is actually from Lunar. That's... People will go mad during the full moon.
Yeah, but I feel like that already exists. There's definitely a group already who just love the moon or some shit. They're like, we don't love the moon specifically.
No, we love moonfall.
We only love the moon when it falls.
The moon fallout boys. No, that's been taken.
Just start stealing band names. 30 Seconds to Moon.
Moon Talica?
Moontalika. So, look, Roland has been on just some of the worst movies you've seen the last few years. And I love the idea that he's like, I'm on a bit of a bad run. Yeah. That movie where the moon fell didn't slap as hard as I thought it would.
Didn't reignite my career like I expected it to.
No, and so Roland has decided that Lawrence of Arabia is what is needed.
He just Googled good movies.
Good movie. He was going to do Citizen Kane. He's like, Lawrence of Arabia.
Do you know what? That would be better if he remade Citizen Kane, but Roland Emmerich.
He's just picking all the best movies from the fucking 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s. Like, I could just redo these.
The Great Dictator. I mean, I could do that at The Apartment.
Fucking hell. He just does that video or the clip of the train coming towards the screen.
Could do Umbrellas of Sherb. Oh, what? Todd Phillips is already doing it? Oh, don't worry about
it. So, Shaun, what do you think of this? Is this a movie that you will ever watch? And or if I was going to, I don't know, maybe try to get information out of you. Maybe you won't tell me any information. I want to get the information out of you.
What do you want to know?
If I sat you in a room and perhaps made you watch this movie, would you tell me the information I needed?
Well, no. Because what are you going to do to me, honestly? And then second of all...
replay it.
Oh, heavens. I'm quite intrigued by the idea of only seeing the Roland Emmerich version of Lawrence of Arabia and never seeing the original. And then going and talking about it like I've seen the original. I think that would be funny for me.
How, in God's green earth, is Roland Emmerich the right man to tell the story of Arab tribes revolting against the Ottoman Empire in World War One in Syria?
I mean, I will say, Stonewall wasn't tastefully done.
We talk hard mode a lot.
Yeah.
Like Marvel, he's gone pure legendary. He's got like ultimate level of like, this is never going to work, but I'm going to take it on.
I know how he's doing it. He's going to, 100% this is how it plays out. The film is set on a planet called Arabia.
Oh.
And it's a different planet with different history. And it's a man from Earth goes to planet Arabia. And then he becomes friends with everyone.
Yeah. And then for some reason, maybe the moon... Is it stationary or is it maybe might trip up or something?
Could be a different moon. Could be two moons.
two moons?
I know. We're getting another moon for a bit. Is that in weird news?
No.
Oh, all right. There's going to be... Okay. So, now we'll say it's fine. Don't worry about it. No, I'll tell you now. There's a piece of an asteroid coming near Earth, and it's about to enter our orbit for about a day and then fling itself back out. But for a while, we're technically going to have two moons. Right.
So it's just like Comet, the super horse from Hero Zero on Friday.
I had just blocked out all memory of Comet, the super horse from Hero Zero on Friday. It's
that's the full name. It's weird that DC called her that. But yeah, so Roland Emmerich targeting one of the most mad ideas he's had in a while. Oh, Shaun's had a reaction. Go on.
Okay. I've looked up the original Lawrence of Arabia, right? And it's like, you got Peter O'Toole playing Lawrence. That's fine. That's an Englishman playing an Englishman.
Alec McGuinness, is it?
Yeah.
Or Alec Guinness?
Playing Prince Faisal Il bin Al Hussein bin Ali Al Hashemi. You know, like Alec Guinness.
Tastefully done. You know that's tasteful as all hell.
Oh, you better believe it, brother. It's... Good God. How did that ever... Anthony Quinn as Auda Abu Tayi.
Yeah, well, we're hardly going to hire anyone who's not white. Fuck that.
That's so fucking funny.
It was the 60s. Like, fuck them.
It's how blatant they are with it, though.
They don't give a fuck. Like, Alec Guinness, what'll we call you? Oh, boys. I mean, and then when they read him his character name, surely there has to be a moment where, like, you know, we could just recast sure there's somebody from that area of the planet that could probably act.
But we've got all this brown paint, though.
We've got Alec here.
Sure, Alec, he's not going to do Star Wars for years. He'll be fine.
Not for another 20 years. So it's grand. So, Shaun, I want to move on to our next piece of news. By the way, I want Roland to get madder and madder as it goes. I think Lawrence Arabia, then go to Citizen Kane. I think you need to go through all the classics.
Yeah, like I want him to do Gone with the Wind. Like...
No, I want to see Michael Bay do Gone with the Wind and Roland Emmerich do Citizen Kane and bring them out in the same summer and have maybe a Barbenheimer kind of situation.
That would be pretty good, actually. And it's... Oh... what's the weirdest... Honestly, we might have already hit on it, but the weirdest director to remake combination.
Oh, God. The weirdest director to remake.
I'm thinking Taika Waititi's Shawshank Redemption.
Mel Gibson. 12 Years a Slave.
Yes, for the press tour alone.
How was he going to talk himself out of that
one? That's so fucking good.
Okay, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and I have some pretty exciting updates in regards to the new Planet of the Apes. So of course the new movie came out during the summer. It was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Pretty good.
Directed by Wes Ball.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It was pretty good.
Wes Ball of Maze Runner movies? Didn't he do those as well?
Wes Ball did do the Maze Runner movies, yes, which we reviewed on the Patreon because I love them.
Yes, we did the first one for your birthday.
Because it's psychotic, but in a good way. But then the thing about this is, Shaun, the first movie comes out and we were like, oh, they're doing a trilogy. But now we've learned that actually they were only going to do a trilogy if the first one was good, and they weren't ever going to promise anything. But now I've got good news in that they've given him the go-ahead that he is allowed to do a trilogy. So we are getting another trilogy of Apes films, Planet of the Apes films.
Very good.
And I mean, the last one grossed nearly $400 million, had a budget of $160 million, so made enough money that they were like, okay, Wes, do another one.
Yeah, and this second one will probably get a bit more marketing behind it and stuff like that as well. This was how when the Matt Reeves, well, not the Matt Reeves trilogy, I think it was a different director for the first one.
Yeah.
But the rebooted first trilogy of the Planet of the Apes films, they made the first one and that's kind of self-contained if they need it to be. And then 2 and 3 are kind of linked. And that's the first one of this is self-contained if they need it to be. And then presumably 2 and 3 will be kind of linked.
So you're saying right now for the second one they need to fire Wes Ball and bring in Matt Reeves?
I think so. Get him off of the Batman. I'm done with that. And
that's shit.
I'm going all in on apes.
Fuck off, Batman.
I'm so glad these movies didn't come out when NFTs were still a thing. Because, my God, that would have been fucking insufferable.
Do you remember it? That was crazy.
Do you remember everyone was like, it's going to be the next big thing. And then it just turned into a money laundering scheme.
No, you know what a part that really annoyed me the most?
What?
Is, do you remember that Netflix documentary about those two people that climbed all the big skyscrapers?
Yes.
That were like, what were they, Skywalkers or so? But it was with the Russian couple.
Yeah.
Who just went around the world and
climbing things.
Being fucking Egypts. Climbing like big skyscrapers and hanging off a pole and just being like, oh, I'm nearly going to die, let's take a photo, right? About that thing is set up, that documentary I gave out to you about this, I think off mic.
You did, like, a couple of times.
It's 2 hours long, Shaun, right?
Yeah.
The first half an hour is like, we fell in love. And I'm like, look, these two are fucking morons because they're climbing those big buildings. Fair play. We love here.
You love romance.
Fall in love. Fair play to you, lads. But then about halfway through, they're like, COVID hit. And then we decided we needed an NFT of us on top of a big skyscraper. And so the last half of the movie is them trying to get an NFT. And through the whole thing, they're doing like, oh man, I'm so stressed. I don't know how we're going to do this climb. And I'm like, dude, it's an NFT, a cryptocurrency. Go home.
It's a scam, is what it is. The technology itself is cool, but ultimately what it's used for is not.
I'm just like, just leave it. I don't care. I didn't want you to die up until this point, but now I'm like, lads, you need to get a new hobby.
Now
I think
I can take or leave you, to be honest. Like,
do you
remember there was that big gold cube in Central Park or something, and they were selling that as an NFT?
Yeah, of course.
It's what else are you going to do with it? Like, it's just a big cube made of gold.
Shaun, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes sequels, excited?
Yeah, man, I love those movies. They're great.
The last one, by the way, CGI in it was amazing.
Insane. Like, they just look like they got apes to talk. That's just how
fantastic.
It works. Also, like, I love the world building in those movies is fantastic. Like, you can see how the apes figured out how to do stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I am of the opinion that they perfected that CGI in like 2013, 2012.
Yeah.
And now anyone who comes in is just like, look, it's like locked away so no other studios can ever see it or like teams can ever have it, but they're just like, this is how we do the apes.
Yeah.
And we're going to fucking perfect this.
I have noticed though, CGI apes have gotten way better since those movies came out. Because I guess whatever, like the programs they use to simulate the fur and stuff, that's got to be like just available. And so you know how to use it. Like, I was watching Three Body Problem and there's an ape at one point, and I'm like, that's a Planet of the Apes ape. I know where that's from.
That's too good. That's got to be a Planet of the Apes.
Got to be a Planet of the Apes.
That's got to be. They must have killed someone for that technology. But yeah, I say keep bringing out those movies. I think they're all real good. There hasn't been a bad one. Even the first one is pretty decent. Then Matt Reeves comes in and absolutely kills it.
That second one, there's a long one shot on top of a tank.
On the tank.
Oh,
the tank.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Matt would just stop. And then he did the same camera shot on the Batman, on the Batmobile. Oh, Matt would just stop.
Matt has nailed it, let me tell you.
We just need Matt to do every movie.
Let him do the Batman 2 and then give him Star Wars. There we go.
You know what? No, I don't want them to do Star Wars. Funny you mentioned that because that is our next story. But I think even Matt can't save that. I think that's done.
Yeah, I think Star Wars might be a little done, but that's all right.
Well, saying that, Shaun, Donald Glover is saying that he wants to bring back the fun in Star Wars with the Lando movie that is coming up. That is Star Wars Lando, which is going to star Donald Glover. And it's going to be coming out. It's very exciting. And it's going to be, I think it's a series. And it's going to follow like the Mandalorian and Andor and Ashoka. And now they have a Lando series. Donald Glover's playing Lando Calrissian. It's all going to be good. And he says he wants to bring the fun back. I have one question for you, Shaun. Is any of this possible? And is Donald Glover just going to end up sad?
I think he's going to end up sad, and I feel bad for him for that. I don't think there's room for. I don't think Star Wars fans will allow too much fun in Star Wars. You know,
which is weird.
I think Star Wars fans don't want anything.
I don't think they want any Star Wars.
No, they just want to watch the original movie. I say this as a man. Broad strokes, I like Star Wars. But...
Well, you're on Wikipedia a lot for a man whose broad strokes like Star Wars.
That's more of a hyperfixation thing that I just get into stuff. But yeah, but I know what you mean, yeah. I'm more involved in Star Wars than the average person who likes Star Wars, I would say.
Yeah,
and
I just think that even lines like this, like I heard it, he's probably just doing the press tour for it. He's trying to promote it, and I'm like, Donald, I just don't want your heart broken because I mean this, it's just you don't want to be involved in any of this at the moment. It's just a lost cause.
It's not a good time to like jump back into it because I think it's only going to depress you. Do the Community movie first and then see how you feel.
Yeah, that'll cheer you up. Everyone's not expecting anything.
No, Chevy Chase, he's out of the picture.
It's fine. But so are you looking forward to a Lando show? Do you think it'll work?
I'm not watching
I don't think it'll be bad.
No, it's not for me. It's not what I want. I don't care, you know?
But also, I could also see it being like better than a lot of them, because I think if they do it right in terms of like that it is a bit more laid back, that it is a bit more like we're not trying to change the whole universe, it's just Lando's on a little mission. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
Yeah, a little like just a series of vignettes about Lando going on little adventures. That could be neat. But it's going to be, there's going to have to be a big world-ending thing, and it has to happen in that specific window where Lando, like, knew Han Solo, but had the Cloud City stuff hadn't happened yet. And so there's going to be a bunch of stuff happen, but none of it can matter because it can't be addressed ever again.
That's why just a bit of fun. Just a bit of silly fun of him doing little missions.
Just him going off and sleeping with everyone in the universe. Why not?
Just a whole movie.
Just graphic.
Series. Just really graphic sexual scenes of Lando Calrissian having sex with everything that moves. Just anything. He's ridiculous. And then like the next scene is him in the hospital. It's not good, Lando.
Lando's you had sex with one too many aliens, I'm afraid. That last one was made of poison.
We're going to have to chop it off. You cannot be let out of here.
Technically, we're going to have to chop you off of it.
It has sentience now. Shaun, we're going to finish off movie news this week just with a little bit of news in regards to Terminator. And James Cameron has come out, obviously, and he's said recently that he's gonna be doing Terminator. It's Terminator's 40th anniversary, which is why he's speaking on it. And he's been teasing the fact that he's working on a new Terminator project, and now he's like he's now offering a bit more details. Specifically where the new franchise starts,
right?
Because the main thing is that he's now said, this is the quote, "This is the moment when you jettison everything that is specific to the last 40 years, but you live by those principles." So,
okay.
In other words, fuck everything that's already happened. I'm James Cameron. I'm going to do a different thing.
Yeah, I'm going to say maybe 1 and 2 survive, and everything after that is just gone.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
1, will this work with Terminator? And 2, where does he find the time for this? I thought he's doing Avatar 4, 5 and 6.
That's true. It's going to be outsourced to a series of interns on the ocean floor, I would say.
On the ocean floor? He's going around in his little submarine.
Oh, yeah. He's zipping around writing little fucking notes about the Titanic. I mean...
Yeah.
Is there I don't think there's a story left to tell with Terminator because it can never finish now at this point.
True, and also because they've gone back and forth so many times in like time hopping.
Yeah, I don't know what it is anymore.
So it is probably a very good idea for him to be like, we're just going to jettison everything that's already happened, and then he comes out and he actually says like, you get too inside it and then you lose a new audience because the new audience doesn't cares much less about the stuff that you think that they do, which is actually James is, I think he's smashing it right out of the ballpark there, because I think that's a mistake that a lot of studios are making, in that people care about this, but they don't really care as much as you think that they care.
No, Terminator is just like, it's one of those things that just exists. It's like...
Well, Terminator 2 is I would say one of the best action movies of all time.
Yes, 100%. But like,
same with Die Hard.
I was just going to bring up Die Hard.
Die Hard 7, I'm not going to care.
No, the Die Hards declined in quality the more and more it went on, because you start being like, okay, so all of this happened to this one dude.
Really unlucky.
Really terrible life, this man.
And like Terminator 2, absolutely amazing. But then each one following it is like, okay, I suppose.
Maybe it's that they nailed it so hard on Terminator 2. It's like, when are you ever going to live up to that?
Actually, I think, like, speaking of James, get Aliens.
I mean, real good.
You smash Aliens out of the ballpark, and then...
Man does a good sequel.
Like, it's just so good. You do a 1-2 that is just excellent, and then just leave it.
But also, the idea of a sentient AI robot uprising today versus in the 80s has very a very different effect on the general population, I would say.
Because we're like, yeah, this is already happening?
Yeah. It could have already happened, for all I know.
We don't know.
I could be AI.
Skynet would be like putting out like really like funny tweets. And you're like, they're good guys.
Yeah. But look at Barstool Sports, what they posted. All my Screen Rant articles. I will forever be a hater of Screen Rant, okay?
You one-man rivalry with Screen Rant. What did they do to you?
It's pure trash. All of their articles are boilerplate AI Google search fodder. Journalism is dead and we killed it for the sake of convenience.
Don't get me started on the Google search now, just using the AI.
Oh,
that's pissing me the fuck off.
Everything's wrong all the time. It's all blogs and listicles.
What are we doing? Just let me search in why is something and then just tell me the answer.
Gotta put Reddit at the end of it so that John from 10 years ago had the same problem as you.
Yeah, you always have to put specifically whatever website you're looking at or looking for at the end of the thing.
Yeah, like you have to already know where to look. There's this thing called like the dark forest, which is like the space is like this big expanse and we're just on our own, this one little community on Earth. And the internet is that right now. It's this big expanse of fucking nothing. And then there's a few little communities like, you know, Reddit pages and Discord groups and Facebook pages and all that where actual people talk to each other. But everything else is robots. The internet's dead. Let's dance on its corpse.
Okay. Leading on from that, that's the end of movie news. I don't know how to follow that, but that is the end of the movie news segment of the show. Which brings us on to the weird news jingle. Shaun, please play the jingle.
I did it. I played the jingle, Connor.
I mean, just the nicest jingle I've ever heard today that I won't listen to.
Connor, that was propaganda that I played as a joke.
So this is weird news. What do we do here, Shaun?
You spent the week getting all the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man who has been too busy trying to peruse the internet to look at any weird news.
I feel like, do you think that the higher or the more AI that comes into the internet, the angrier you become?
Yes! Do you not feel that? I have rage!
Well, like, I do have rage, but like sometimes it's funnier to make you rage even more. If you had to put a number on your rage, what would you do?
86. Ooh.
Oh, 86. Ooh, strong.
I think I gave Russ an 87, so I don't know what that means.
I think you did. So what does that mean? But I don't think the numbers mean anything.
They don't, no. It's more of a gut feeling. Yeah, 1's a granddad. Yeah.
And 2 is a baby.
2 is a baby.
If you haven't heard weird news from a few weeks ago, Shaun puts personalities on numbers. He puts numbers on humans and things and concepts.
Like Thursday is brown. Does that make sense?
No. What? That's a colour. That's nothing to do with numbers.
Wednesday is green, but also 21.
Okay.
Now that makes perfect sense.
This is the first episode of Weird News. What is this episode technically, what this part of the episode technically is that we basically delve into the fact that Shaun has psychological things going on, and it's a slow kind of deconstruction of those things.
It's a really fucked up one-sided form of group therapy. Yeah.
Whereas I use the stories as kind of a cover to be like, Shaun, what's going on? Why is Wednesday green?
It is. Green's my favourite colour. I was born on a Wednesday. Maybe there's something to do with that. But look.
What colour is Saturday?
What colour is Saturday? It's like a salmon.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
See, some people are good with colours and some people are good with numbers. You're good with both.
I've got the whole gamut, you know?
You've got the whole spectrum, if you want to say it like that.
Primary.
The whole spectrum of colours, all there.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Shaun, we are going to start off this week with there's only one place to start, because I said Weird News should start with a Shaun solves, because Shaun hasn't solved anything in a long time.
No, I've caused more problems, if anything.
Yeah, and so if this is your first episode of Weird News, we have a segment on Weird News. We cover general Weird News stories, but every so often, Shaun has a segment called Shaun Solves, in which I find an agony aunt problem sent into somebody else on the internet, on Shaun's favourite place, and then I bring it to Shaun, the same problem. And it's up to him to find a solution that is normally much better than whatever, like, boring shit that, like, somebody else came up with.
The individual problem will be solved.
Yeah.
Now, there could be other things around that, but I'm only hired to solve a problem.
At least 3 of the solutions you've offered has been try to convince them that they committed 9/11.
Yeah, gaslight them into thinking they did 9/11. That's step 2 in the Shaun playbook.
And step 1 was get COVID. You had that as a solution a few times. Now, you're asking what were the problems that led to these solutions. That's not important.
Trivial things.
Trivial problems like, oh, my dog is shitting in the kitchen. Well, he committed 9/11, so maybe you convince him of that, then the problem solved.
I said you should drug a train driver at one point to stop talking to your boss. In the moment, it makes sense.
So, like, obviously, you've a 100% record. You've solved every problem.
Yeah, 100%
and I'm
success rate.
always trying to catch you out. I'm always trying to get the one problem.
I'm untouchable, man. What can I say?
I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I'm looking for this one because woman baffled as mother-in-law tries to steal her puppy and gift it to daughter.
Wait. Okay. So there's this lady. Her partner's mother has stolen her dog and is giving it to her daughter.
Yes, her sister-in-law, technically.
How?
So, the woman in question is 25. Her husband, 27. And they went to the husband's little sister's birthday party by the river, right?
Okay.
The little sister is 13 years old, just turned 13. It was her birthday.
Party by the river. Wild move.
I mean, yeah, okay. They had just purchased a little puppy, okay? Mm-hmm. And they brought their little puppy along so that the family could meet her. And, like, obviously a lot of other people brought their dogs along too. It was out in the park, maybe. So everyone's kind of just enjoying themselves. And, like, these are all the dogs. It's a lovely day out. It's a lovely birthday party for a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
What can you do with all the family?
By the river. Okay, of course. Fine.
Yeah. When we got there, everyone was super excited to see that we brought a puppy. Everyone was petting her and playing with her. Oh, so far so good.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law then asked me if the puppy was for my sister-in-law, so her daughter.
Okay. At least she asked and was like, hey, look, you did bring a puppy to a child's birthday party.
I said no, that this is my husband, her son, his and my puppy. She then held the puppy for a bit and gave her back. All seemed fine, right?
Right. Okay, now we've reached the point where anything further to do with this dog being a present is firmly on the side of the mother-in-law. Until
her sister-in-law, the 13-year-old, started opening up all of the birthday gifts, Shaun. And is going through all the gifts, ripping them open, like, oh my god, I got this, oh my god, I got that. Then she finally notices the puppy. The sister-in-law then asked her mother, have you finally got me a puppy for my 13th birthday? Oh my god, I've always wanted one. To which the mother-in-law replied, yes, before she could say anything.
What the fuck?
Suddenly, the 13-year-old burst into tears about finally having a puppy, and then came over to me and tried to take the puppy.
And you have to now tell this 13-year-old, oh no, your mother's a liar.
And so, obviously, she's in shock, right?
Yeah.
Not knowing what to do, she lets the teenager take the puppy from her hands in that exact moment.
Understandable, because she's in shock, because she's been fucking blindsided here.
And also you're kind of in front of everyone, and everyone's kind of looking at you, so you kind of have to hand over the puppy. Eventually, I went over to my mother-in-law and asked her what she was thinking. She told me that my sister-in-law had been asking for a puppy for years. And then said, you don't mind, do you?
Insane. This dog is like, they would have had to pay for that dog, and like they have to train that dog. That dog is comfortable in their house at this point.
The family, by the way, just to add context, already has 2 dogs.
What the fuck?
But the 13-year-old didn't have her own dog.
That is, okay, the 13-year-old. Okay, you're 13, you get a bit of a pass. That's entitled.
Rather awkwardly, Shaun, she then says that she had to take the teenager to one side and explained that she couldn't
had to do it.
Yes.
Not her mother.
She couldn't have her new puppy. She then says the 13-year-old starts throwing a fit and literally screaming. And her and her husband had to take the puppy back and leave.
Good. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be in that family anymore.
Not long after they had left, they were bombarded with texts and calls asking why they'd taken the puppy away. What had been the problem if it was a birthday present?
It was never... The mother is gaslighting them now.
So, I mean, Shaun,
yeah,
what do we do here? Because she's asking, what do I do in this situation? Because currently the whole family hate the 2 of them, and they think that they stole this little girl's puppy.
But they would have told everyone that they were talking to, this is our dog.
Yes.
You're sending a group text and you're saying, hey, this is exactly what happened, and you're laying all of this out.
Oh, you're calling... See, it's his mother though, so like...
I don't give a fuck if it's his mother.
It's the in-laws, like you don't want to piss them off either.
I'll piss off in-laws, that's okay.
See, here's the thing. Do you get him to do it?
Yeah. He should be livid. He should be mad.
I mean, he should 100% be doing it.
Yeah. You don't, like, you picked your wife, all right? You were born into your family. So like
you're like in this situation, like look, your mother-in-law is being a fucking dickhead, right? Well, your mother is being a dickhead, so you need to be like, here, ma'am, that's out of order.
You're allowed to call your parents out on shit.
And also, you're allowed to look at your little sister and be like, it's not your fucking puppy, man. It's my puppy.
Stop being a drip.
Get your own puppy.
You have 2 already.
You have 2 dogs.
So my first port of call,
what does she do?
I'm sending a group text, I'm clearing the air, I'm clearing my name. The second port of call.
Or do you get him to send the group text?
Either one of them. I
think it's stronger from him. I think it's safer.
It's good from him, but I would want my name on it. I would have, you know?
Yeah.
It's from both of you. It's from you as a family.
Fair enough.
I'd sign the fucking dog's name on it as well. Just so we're really clear.
Take a family photo of the 3 of you.
Yeah, send that. That's an attachment. That's download it. And then afterwards, I'm signing them up as a foster family for difficult dogs. Because if you want dogs, I'll get you dogs.
Oh, I'll get you dogs.
I'll get you dogs. More dogs than you know
Killer
what to do
dogs. Dogs who have killed before and will kill again.
And it's not their fault. They're good dogs. But they've been through a lot.
Well, some of them might be dickheads. You don't know.
You could get the odd prick of a dog. That's true.
Yeah, so like, sign them up and they'll find out.
And then and I would address all. I would put them in the daughter's name. And so they're your dogs. You can do what you want with them. So
your advice in this situation is to ruin the 13-year-old's life instead of the mother-in-law's life, because the 13-year-old technically hasn't done anything wrong. They were just told by their mother, we got you this puppy.
This is part of a longer scheme.
Oh, sorry, yeah, go on.
I'm trying to get the 13-year-old to lose faith in her mother's ability to look after her.
We need her to get emancipated.
Yeah. We want her... And look, she could stay with her brother and her sister-in-law because things would have blown over by then because you sent the text to clear it all up.
Right,
But she's never going to respect or follow the orders of her mother again.
Right, so you're delving fully into like making her lose faith in her own mother enough to leave the family home at 13.
Not 13. It's going to take a couple of years. It's going to take a few rounds of dogs coming through. And she's trying to look after them as a 13-year-old, and the mother isn't helping. She's a dose.
And you need like 4 or 5 at a time, so she's like completely overrun.
Oh yeah, the shelter, like they just need the space, you know. So they're going to put them out.
And maybe
the house.
some of them are sick, so like she has to see a lot of death.
Yeah,
like, a lot of them are older, and she's seen a few die at this point, and she's like, "Mom, why did you put me in this situation?"
That's true, and maybe that like they don't get on with the existing dogs in the house. The garden is full of dog graves at this point.
Dog graves.
Meanwhile, she's struggling with algebra in school, and her mother's not helping with that either. I'm just assuming she won't help with that. It feels like the kind of thing she wouldn't help with.
Here's the thing though, what if her mother tries to help and she's like, "Yeah, but you're the reason I'm in this mess."
Oh, and then she's blaming. Is the mother blaming the daughter now at this point? That would further create tension.
Is it now? What you're doing is causing full-on trauma.
It's true. I'm also going to hire someone to sleep with the dad.
A different dog.
Not a dog. No.
It's a different shelter.
It's a different shelter. It's a different situation entirely.
For dogs who are fucking class.
So I want her to lose faith in both of her parents. Yeah. So that they're...
So you're saying, right, what you want to cause multi-generational trauma to this 13-year-old, even though none of this is her fault and it's all the mother's fault.
The 13-year-old's going to be fine. She'll be better off ultimately.
How? How is that true? You've just literally caused so much trauma.
No, because she's going to come and live with you for a while. That's fine. Yeah, you're looking after her. And then the three of you go off on a holiday together and you say to the mother, "Hey, can you look after our puppy?" Because you look after all those dogs. So. And
you give the puppy a knife.
Yeah. And you've trained it to shit on expensive furniture.
But only specifically to her smell.
Yeah. It's I'll be honest, you're going to have to quit your job to do this. It's going to be a full-time
It's a lot of time and effort. It's got like so much revenue. But at the same time, it is worth it. So what you're saying is you want to break the husband and wife up.
Yeah.
But also, by the way, you know her husband is like their son. So he has to break up his own parents, cause his mother to maybe lose mentally, just be completely lose it through trauma. And then his sister also be traumatized, and his father be kicked out of the family for having sex with somebody else.
Yeah, but like, he'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's like it's over a puppy. Like.
Over a puppy. It's the principle.
It's a very embarrassing birthday.
It's the principle of the thing. You were made to look mean.
So you gotta be mean.
Yeah, if you want to be mean, if they want you to be mean, be mean. You know?
You're making them open a kennel. Like a dog, they're going to look after hundreds of dogs.
Oh, yeah. No, their legacy in the community will be the people that looked after dogs, but they won't enjoy it. They'll be unhappy the entire time. Yeah,
because there's so many of them, and they're all dying every day.
They're really sick dogs.
Really sick dogs, and just constantly adopting. Why are they giving them out for adoption if they're about to die the day after? That's a question we have to ask, but we'll fill in all that paperwork. Yeah. Just so that they get sent there.
It might be easier if you get a job in the dog shelter, because then you can, control all of that from inside.
So you cover all the paperwork and get them all sent to that one address.
And sign them up. It's like, we don't usually allow 13-year-olds to foster dogs. It's like, no, this one's cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry. Like, this one's grand. Like, it only has a few days left.
She won't be, sure, she'll still be 13 when it's gone, you know?
There'll be 13 of them gone before she's 14, I'll tell you that.
That's it. And sure, her mother will look after him. It's fine.
Yeah. Right, so at the end of this, what you've done is, so maybe the daughter turned 17, and she now lives with her big brother and her sister-in-law.
Yeah. And the dog.
And the dog, who's now not a puppy, but kind of slightly grown up.
Yeah.
The parents have been split up because the father was done for cheating, and the mother has got insane through having to care for multiple dying dogs every single day.
Yeah, she's not sleeping well in years. Like, she's
just traumatised.
Traumatised. But shouldn't have fucking said that at the birthday, you know?
And all of this over a birthday party in a park.
Beside a river.
Beside a river, yeah.
Which I still can't get behind as a birthday party idea for a 13-year-old.
You're really stuck on the river thing.
I know, it really set the tone for my feelings towards this family.
You're like, right, this is what we do. We send our dying dogs. Like,
I'll be honest.
After all that. Yeah, but why beside a river? Like, it just makes no sense.
The mother's on her deathbed. She's just asking me, like, why? It's like, because why would you have a birthday party beside a river?
Why would you have a birthday party by a river? That's absolutely fucking psychotic, man.
Here's the thing. Party beside the river sounds lovely. Just feels weird for a family birthday get-together, you know?
For a 13-year-old.
Yeah. You know?
Unless you were going to attempt dog napping in the party.
You're not suggesting that the whole party was a front for dog napping, were you?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not suggesting it, I'm saying it.
Oh, so that makes it true. Sorry. I mean, they have 2 dogs already. There's presumably been 2 other birthdays in that family.
So she's definitely had more than 2 birthdays. She's 13.
It's true. Unless she was born on
maybe every birthday they've stolen a dog from somebody.
Honestly, that kind of no, it doesn't make sense. What am I saying?
None of this makes any sense.
My plan makes sense. That 100% success rate.
Here's the solution. So just to finalise, if you are listening to this, you're in through a difficult time. The solution is, as we've discussed, Shaun has kind of finalised it. Send the family chat a message explaining everything.
Yeah.
With a photo of you and your husband
and your
the
lovely new puppy.
Your lovely new puppy.
All happy out.
And then, over maybe a 5 to 10 year period, go about ruining and causing trauma to all other people in the family.
Sign up. Yeah, sign up the daughter for the foster program. Tell her about it so she knows the dogs are coming. Then the mother starts getting really stressed, can't look after the dogs. Daughter starts losing faith in the mother. Husband then sleeps with someone else. Daughter now loses faith in her own father. She hits maybe 15, 16, goes to live with you and your husband and your new puppy, who's not a puppy anymore. And then you all go on holiday together and ask your mother-in-law to mind the dog. And then she has a breakdown and has to be committed.
Simple. Effective. Easy.
He gets results, folks.
He's not going to give you an easy solution. Well, no, he is.
Yeah.
But it's a solution-based thing. You know what I mean? Like, Shaun's not here to mess about. He's here to solve.
You give me 48 hours, I'll bring you a body.
That's possibly true. So, Shaun has solved successfully another case. Please ring the Shaun Solves jingle.
No more jingles. I refuse.
The Shaun Solves jingle, just imagine it. It went over in everyone's head. It was a really good one.
Imagine, yeah. Just whatever you're doing right now, sing a jingle out loud, and that's the Shaun Solves jingle.
Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and I have zoo slammed after visitors realised pandas weren't what they thought, and when they started making noises.
Man, I've been sent this so much over the last few days.
Yes, so this was sent into us a lot. This is visitors have slammed the popular zoo in China after realising staff had put a different species of panda in the panda enclosure, as it did look very similar to a big bunch of dogs that were currently in the enclosure that they had painted white and black to cover for the fact that there were no pandas.
Yeah, but look, pandas are endangered. You just want the vibe of a panda, you know? You don't actually need to see one.
I don't think you understand the concept of zoos.
They weird me out a little bit, I'll be honest.
True.
I know they do good conservation stuff, but also, I don't know. I shouldn't see a polar bear in Dublin.
We've kind of come to the conclusion I don't like zoos myself.
Yeah.
I just think let the animals out. I don't need to see it. Show them to me in a video, in a book. David Attenborough.
Describe it to me. Get 4 blind fellas to describe me an elephant.
I think they were big in back in the day when we didn't have television, because then you'd never see them. And then you'd kidnap one, you'd bring it back, and then you put it in a cage, and everyone could kind of come look at it.
Then it gets loose, starts climbing the Empire State Building. He's holding a woman.
that was what really kicked it off. That got a load of bad PR. But then, Sean, what happened was David Attenborough started going out on little trips. And through that show, I got to see them all in actually much more normal looking circumstances and from a much safer distance.
Where they live. Yeah.
Where they live.
I think if we put all again, I know they do good stuff for conservation and like animal welfare and stuff like that, most of them. But if we put all the money we spend on zoos and put it into fixing like the ice caps and shit, I feel like that could be a more useful way of using our time.
I don't mind if the boys are dying, if they're nearly extinct.
Yeah.
Then we bring them all into one place.
Yeah.
And like get them to rebuild.
Yeah.
So that's different from getting a tiger and bringing it in and putting it in a cage.
Yeah, it shouldn't be brought in purely for the purpose of entertainment, I would say.
Yeah. Just let it loose.
Yeah.
It's grand. If people want to go see it, let them go to it.
Exactly. If you build it, they will come. And if you're an animal, people come look at you.
Well, this zoo apparently ran into the problem where they didn't really have a panda, or maybe the pandas were busy that day, so they decided, somebody came up with the genius idea that they were going to bring in a few dogs, paint them, and then just kind of put them in the cage and allow them to kind of walk around and, act like pandas.
Now, I heard that this was, they weren't trying to trick people with this, that it was more of a PR move.
Apparently that's what I've heard as well, and I was going to get to that. So I've heard two conflicting reports in that they knew about it and it was a PR stunt. And I have also heard that they didn't know about it, but they're now covering themselves by saying that it was a PR stunt and that they knew all along.
If only there was some way on the internet to get a consistent story.
Because both technically could be half true in that somebody fucked up and then within a second they were like, we knew about it, this is all a joke.
I think there's a market for a zoo, but it's just dogs dressed up as other animals.
What I'm trying to think.
A dog can be a lion so easily.
Oh, so easy. Like a panda, a bear.
Yeah.
They're all easy.
You're getting most of the mammals, like birds. I don't know if you're getting away with that with a dog.
No.
Yeah.
A snake, I don't think they can pull it off.
No. Big spider, you could probably do.
Big spider, you can put some fake legs on it. That's a big spider right there.
Big spider right there. Even a shark, a dolphin, like you get a little dog in the water, it looks like a seal,
I feel like people would go see that zoo, but also at the same time, it is at the end of the day just a bunch of dogs looking like other animals, and then you're like, oh, look at that dog. You're like, whoa, fucking hell.
You're saying that like it's you're saying that like that's not class,
Well, what's better, looking at a dog dressed as a panda or looking at a panda?
Do you want my honest answer?
I think the honest answer is the dog dressed as a panda.
Dog dressed panda, he does way more stuff. Pandas are boring as fuck.
They don't even touch each other.
No.
The boys don't even sit up long enough to procreate. What the fuck am I meant to do looking at them?
I'd feel weird looking at a panda because he's doing nothing. He wants to be left alone. But if I'm looking at a dog,
I actually think a dog's more of a show person.
Yeah.
And by that I mean they're looking for the adulation of the crowd a lot more.
Adulation? Fair fucks to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they're performers, naturally.
They're a performer. You put the dog in the cage, dress it up as anything. I think you get good PR for whatever animal it's pretended to be.
Other dogs, other people to play with, those dogs would love it.
Oh, they're laughing. So I think if the PR... What's an animal that the PR is quite bad on?
Crocodile.
Crocodiles. Little dog crocodile. I think you could build that back up.
Oh yeah, Dogodile would do wonders for the crocodile community.
Would do, and everyone's going, oh my god, that crocodile's so sound. That's a real nice crocodile. Look at it.
It's my favourite kind of crocodile.
Yeah, sorry, Sean, are we bored yet?
No, sorry, fuck. I genuinely, within the last 5 minutes, I downed a white monster before this. Within the last 5 minutes, I felt it wear off.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Shaun solves. I love the idea that Shaun solves kicks in and then it finishes and you power down. And you're like,
we never do it first on Weird News. I'm usually like,
He'll like get to the end of Shaun's song, like, that took all of Shaun energy. I've only enough Shaun energy stored up for one full story.
Conor, it's Shaunergy, first of all.
Shaunergy, sorry, my apologies. Shaun, I think we can finish on some very strange footage that was found this week that I think you need to know about. Now, we finished last week on Florida Man, and Florida Man obviously had some drugs on him. And classic. You know how it is.
Weren't his though.
By the way, this week, Florida Man, police find squirrel in Florida Man's shirt during traffic stop. That caught my eye.
Wow, that's nuts.
So, imagine you pull a man over, you're like, how fast do you think you were going? What's that moving around in your shirt? It's weird.
You're doing the alien chestburster scene.
Like, the last thing you expect, a squirrel just fucking pops out. But Shaun, we're finishing this week with, you're always the doubter in the two of us.
Yeah.
I'm always the truther. I'm always about, I just believe, right?
True.
And I think
you've done your own research. You don't follow mainstream media.
I've looked into it. I think mainstream media are hiding a lot of animals and a lot of monsters.
Yeah.
Owlman in particular, Mothman. What are they covered up? What are they hiding?
Devil.
Jersey Devil. Experts baffled after chilling cam footage captures creature branded Skinwalker walking around, Shaun.
Oh, can I look up the Skinwalker, Conor?
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely can. I mean, this picture that you're about to see in this cam footage, HD, 1080p, like proper HD Skinwalker. It's going to freak you out.
I don't think it's going to be very HD. Hang on a minute. Skinwalker 2024, that'll probably give it to me.
Chupacabra is what they're calling it as well.
Chupacabra is different from a Skinwalker, right? Chupacabra, is it? Again, the internet's a nightmare to actually.
Internet has let you down. Texas resident Michaela Doughty had a bunch of cameras set up in the great outdoors, and the images he's captured have left experts baffled, Shaun.
I found it.
When he checked the trail cam he set up near Dubina, he was planning on looking through roughly 100 pictures which he expected to see the regular crew of critters on. However, when he looked at one of the photos, the trail cam snapped and saw something pretty weird on there. Shaun, you're looking at the images. I'm freaked out. I've seen them. What does this mean? Are we maybe seeing a new monster on the loose?
Well, folks, I'm here on ladbible.com and they've gotten the photo and it looks like the blurriest photo of a regular animal you've ever seen.
I don't think that's true. I maybe you've got a bad photo. I got the HD one. I zoomed in.
Oh, great! You got a completely different photo, did you?
A completely different photo, yeah.
Right. Okay. Let me go to another website, more reputable, perhaps. The Chicago Sun-Times. Who in their headlines say that's not a chupacabra, that's a coyote with mange. It's got the mange.
What do they know? They don't know nothing. They're in Chicago. They're useless to me. This is in Texas.
Yeah, but it's just from the Chicago Sun-Times.
So, like, a chupacabra, if you don't know, is in American folklore, is said to drink the blood of livestock. It means in Spanish, goat sucker, if you will. So, very dangerous, very scary. I'm kind of creeped out. It's a legend, like Bigfoot, like the Loch Ness Monster. And I thought it was just a legend up until even today. But after discovering this, Shaun, I'm having second thoughts, is what I'm saying.
But how, Conor? It's 4 grey pixels on a photograph. That's in black and white.
The man got an interview with multiple newspapers.
Name 2 of them.
Lie. Lad Bible and or the Chicago Sun Report or whatever it was called.
Chicago Sun-Times.
Yeah. So he took a load of photos, took 100 photos, and he says that he had 3 cameras, but that was the only photo that it showed up on. So there's only one photo in the whole situation that this little animal turned up on, this little monster.
Were all 3 cameras pointed at the exact same location?
Yes.
Who the fuck sets up cameras like that, first of all?
It's two-dimensional. You can't see the other two, but you can see it in that one. My first reaction was, something doesn't look right, he said. He then zoomed in on the photo, Sean, and he thought, it is a monkey. But then...
In no way does this look like a monkey, by the way.
But then, he had a little bit of a thought to himself, and then he was thinking, not a monkey, I'm silly. I'm an absolute fool.
An absolute goose.
It's clearly one of the old ancient monsters that are otherwise known as goatsuckers.
I'm going to be the first guy to capture a chupacabra, and I'd also think it looks like a monkey first, just in case.
I showed it to my neighbours, my family, my friends. I got everything from a skinwalker, a monkey, a chupacabra, an alien. Sure, this could be anything.
All 4 of those things are completely different creatures and look completely different.
You hear stories of chupacabra in South Texas areas. The craziest was a skinwalker. I had to look up what that even is.
That's a Native American witch that transforms into animals, isn't that?
You're goddamn right it is. Appealing to the higher authorities, he asked the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department to come in and try to ID his mysterious creature.
Okay, what kind of wildlife is in Texas? Texas wildlife 4 legs.
Dogs. Cats.
Yeah, list of mammals of Texas. You got
squirrels.
Dogs, cats, squirrels, all of these. You got, well, there's a lot of bats, actually. Bats
don't have 4 legs.
Wolves, coyotes, foxes.
Chupacabras.
No, there's no chupacabras here anywhere. Various cats, a raccoon, a skink, a skunk.
Did you say skunk or skinwalker? Sorry, just...
No, sorry, I said a collared peccary.
Ah, good.
It's kind of a boar creature. This could be a baby fawn or something, man. It doesn't look like anything.
Well, apparently the Texas Park and Wildlife Department couldn't ID his mysterious creature.
Because it's a shit photo.
I disagree, because and then a spokesperson said, I reached out to our mammologist, and due to the quality of the image, a positive identification of the animal is not possible. In other words, what are they hiding? What are they not telling us? They don't want us to know the chupacabra is walking around the place. I know. It's a conspiracy, Sean.
They just said the photo's shit. We can't do anything. Stop wasting our time.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's out of the ordinary.
I know this is a character you play, where you play the believer in any kind of theory.
Disagree.
But my God, it's frustrating to be on the receiving end of. I just need you to know that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm telling you now. I've looked.
Wake up, sheeple.
I wake up, sheeple. The chupacabras are amongst us.
The chupacabra and the skin, all of those things that people are like, oh, it could be this, are all completely different. There's no consistent element with any of them.
Well, there is. They're fucking monsters, lad. That's the consistency.
Yeah, that's that person's default thing that they mention when they see something that they can't explain. Not because it's unexplainable, but because they don't have enough information from the terrible photo.
Look, right,
get better cameras.
Sean, I am sick of this. I bring you high quality photos.
No, you don't.
Of Loch Ness monsters.
No,
of Yetis,
this has never happened once.
Of skinwalkers, of Owlman. I've brought you high quality photos of all of these animals, and with all of them, you still don't believe. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know how many HD photos I have to take.
Why don't you get me a HD photo of you getting a grip? And then we can finally fucking stop talking about these.
Well, like a grip is in somebody to hold the camera.
Yeah. Like a grip on a production set. Yeah, definitely. That's what I mean.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
You're going to like hit me with a Sean Solves. Like I'm going to come on next week and be like, maybe I did 9/11 actually. Sean's been really been gaslighting me this week.
Like you're aware I'm gaslighting you, but you're still like, maybe I did.
But like still believe it.
I couldn't be gaslit. That'd be mad.
Shaun, that is the end of this week's Weird News. Would you like to take us out?
Yes, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with an episode of Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. And shout outs go to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer Enthusiast Evanson, Waffles the Quantum Immortal, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the Wash and It'll Be Grand Jamieson, Dominic. Anna looks forward to the next Irish animal story, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, Gambit's Cajun accent #1 defender, Ed Ball. Conor and Lorraine would like to know what number Laika the space dog is. 3.
Good.
3's a friend. Russ-Good News, I've got my youngest son listening to you. Weird News, Miracle Man is his new favourite hero. Parfitt, I don't think any child should be listening to us. Not this episode, certainly. Jackson Brueheim will be attending Sean's upcoming gum eating intervention. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey, Chair's #1 fan, Fuck the Heckler, Kyle Borowski, Rory, Peter, Have I Said Hedgehog, Hedgehog's a Dude, Jones, Jack Markham, Barlow Cheese, Johnny Ray and Hunter Harvard. Thank you all for your support. We really appreciate it. Head on over to the Patreon if you want to support us over there, or there is a merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's Discussion Group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meighan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.